Ladies and gentlemen, just of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style, cinephiles. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. Wow. I'm just... Batwoman. Let us geek about it for a scant few minutes because... Wow. That was unexpected. And again, I like where this is going and where it can go because, wow. Premise of the episode is a lesson from Professor Pig. We have an incarnation of Professor Pig. We know him from the comics. I was wondering whether or not it was going to be a knockoff wannabe villain, but no, this was the actual Professor Pig from the comics, just a different kind of incarnation of him. That's cool, but for him to actually be Professor Pig, I like that. Not hugely invested in the character. My exposure to him has been mostly Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, that animated film, and something else I saw him in, but I can't remember what it was. Was he on the Batman? But he was on the show, and he was mad at Jada for firing him. He was just this low, totem pole worker bee type of guy that somebody like Jada, who's up here in the ivory tower, is not going to know, not going to remember, not going to care about when she signs off on, this round of layoffs and that round of layoffs. She doesn't care. Of course, he cared. This guy sets himself up, manages to infiltrate Jada's house as the chef. She has this dinner where she has called Ryan over. Ryan takes Sophie. Ryan kind of wants to just find out, get some ammunition on Jada to kind of put them on an even playing field, and it sets Sophie to go bug her office. That kind of fails in a way. Marcus shows up because he gets wind of it, and he's mad because, again, he thinks that Ryan's going behind his back to, pal around with their mother, who they're supposed to be working together again. So he's mad, shows up. Everybody's having dinner. It's awkward. Family business is just dirt is getting slung everywhere. And next thing you know, the girl that Marcus brings goes to the bathroom. She falls out. There's some paralytic that's been put in the wine. Professor Pig strikes, and his goal is to kill Marcus in front of Jada. It's just, again, she ruined his life. He wants payback. Premise of it. With Alice and Montoya, there's a new trophy that's out there. I guess there's a dude that got strung up. He's buck naked, killed. Montoya thought it might have been one of Catwoman's whips. Catwoman infused her whips with nanotechnology, which made it unbreakable or whatever, for whatever that's worth. That's the only thing with this whole trophy thing. It's just they're not like these magical items imbued with magic to do stuff. They're just, it's Catwoman's whip. Who cares? You can buy 1,000,000 whips. It just... we're going to run into stupid stuff like that when it comes to these trophies, however long they carry this out. I'm hoping that with the whole Ivy thing, because we get this backstory from Renee about Ivy and their relationship and how this dude turned her into Ivy, basically. Hopefully that's the end of this whole trophy thing. It'll turn to a search for Ivy because Mary decides to go back and kind of research what happened to her, where she ended up in the park. She finds this plant. She's trying to identify it. Alice is like, oh, crap, it's Ivy. Takes it back to Renee, and the focus is obviously going to shift to the search for Ivy. So I'm hoping that this whole trophy thing kind of goes by the wayside. That is the gist of things there, although Mary's kind of feeling itchy and thirsty, so I'm assuming, because when she was kidnapped, when she came to in the previous episode, she pulled some plant-ish thing, I thought it was a thorn or something, out of her. Maybe she's been infected with something. It remains to be seen kind of how that is, but that is basically the gist of the episode. Now, the meat of the episode. How they just, this is the script. They just flipped it. Because coming out of the last episode, you saw that Jada was doing things, getting the Black Glove Society to experiment on people with the freezes stuff. She said she didn't want to know how it happened, the steps they had to take. So obviously she kind of plays it like she didn't, but maybe she genuinely didn't know the people that were killed to get her this freeze serum that she's going to use on her son. And I'm just like... And I'm sure a lot of people are like, whoa, this is a diabolical woman. She wanted Ryan out of the way, so she paid money for her to go away. Now she wants her son to get out of the way, all for her just power, her company success, her corporate power, desires that she wants. She wants more, and she wants him out of the way now because maybe he was diluting it or whatever. I thought she was the villain. Turns out, no. They flipped it. That apparently, because when Professor Pig goes after them, they run into a panic room. Everybody starts to kind of have issues with this paralytic. Marcus is having greater issues because he drank the most of it. So if something is evil, he's going to die unless they get an EpiPen. There's EpiPens downstairs. Ryan has to go. She does. They eventually fight Professor Pig, yada, yada, yada. And then Marcus comes in with the killing blow, just, multiple things on him. And then you can kind of see something in that scene that something is off with him. And then you find out, you see more shots of him as Ryan is talking to Jada. You see him go home and he's all bloody and just has this just look on his face like there's something amiss in here. And you find out from Jada that something is wrong with Marcus. He was kidnapped by the Joker and joy buzzed on his frontal lobe. Lobotomized maybe, or just whatever that shock did just messed him up. And he became this sociopathic, just this kid with issues, and he's grown up into this grown man with sociopathic, possibly psychotic issues. And the reason why she wanted to freeze him was so she could find the care to make him better. She's spent money, time, whatever, trying to make him better, and hasn't worked to this point. She's just going to put him on ice and hopefully find a cure. The reason why she sent Ryan away is because it was to protect him or her from him. But that doesn't exactly track because, how would she? Because they're not that far apart in age. But Ryan was given up at birth. So how would she know? So there's still some holes in this. But the idea that she might be altruistic and genuine, and then that Marcus is the issue. Marcus is the twisted, dude that is going to be the big bad of this. Is he going to be some sort of iteration of the Joker? Is he going to descend into madness? A la Alice, who's in this episode, and she's apparently losing control of her psychosis. And that's a thing, but it's Alice. I really don't care what goes on with her in this. But Marcus, because he wears such a smooth, just even keel, just chill, type of face. He's got confidence, he's got smarts, he's got swagger. Under all that is apparently a psychopath or a sociopath. Remains to be seen how they play it, but I was insanely kind of curious as to what made Jada the way she is. I said that in the last video. I'm saying in this video, I'm insanely curious as to, again, still kind of what made Jada the way she is, but also what made Marcus the way he is. And I want to peel back the layers of this Marcus onion because this is what I want from the Arrowverse writers when it comes to Batwoman and when it comes to other shows, where you can just give us these type of just curveballs that you really genuinely do not see coming. I loved this reveal and how they did it, just how they shot it, how they edited, the music they used, everything was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was just amazing, and I'm curious to see where it goes from here. Hopefully they do not drop the ball with it, but kudos to the writers. I give you guys crap for not understanding the legal system and the justice system and the corporate system, but I give you guys so much crap. But this was awesome. This was a nice twist that I don't think many people saw coming. You did it. You threw us for a loop. You just got to stick the landing now. So it remains to be seen if you can do that. But I'm here for it. So those are my thoughts on it. Scattered as they often are. But you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time. Man, this was a good twist. Let us geek.